Last time the adventurers met, the party was attacked in the Deep Draught Tavern by an army of undead. They saved Mrs. Wotherspoon and heeded Dwarren's request to retrieve his family crest from the Stone Shield Caverns so that they can bring it to Othron and call for aid. In the Stone Shield Caverns, Asher stumbled upon an orc skulking about, who turned out to be a very wise and spiritual orc named Ahanu. Ahanu gifted them the Duskhorn family crest and quickly disappeared just as fast as he came. And do we have Will here?
Hey.
We do have Will. Welcome here. Leaving the Stone Shield Mountains, the party bravely rescued a mother and child from a zombie attack, though a merchant tragically perished, being crushed underneath his own cart that he was so desperate to save. Upon some closer examination of the zombie corpses, the party noticed a purple necrotic energy emanating from them, and suddenly they heard a booming voice echoing through the mountains. Unsure of its meaning, they continued on to Othron with the woman and child in tow. Will the party be able to call for aid and save the Grand Trading Hall of the North? We bring it back inside the halls of the Hearthguard Command.
Oh. I'm missing Hank.
Oh, is Hank not here? Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Couldn't fit through the door.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm still on fire.
Made for dwarves.
Thank you.
So inside this majestic cavern, you see large pillars made of ancient crafted stone, and in front of each one is a dwarven guard standing, sentinel, looking straight ahead of them. They do not seem to notice your presence. And at the very end of the hall, it has been ornately engraved with golden tapestry upon the stone. You see a throne with a ginger-bearded dwarf sitting upon its stone. And to either side are two dwarven guards. And as you enter, he looks up momentarily and gives a gruff, guttural sound that you can only imagine as an invitation to approach.
What's it sound like?
Ooh. Looking at us.
Very dwarven.
I get down on all fours.
Oh!
Before proceeding a bit further, I'm gonna turn around to the group and kind of like ask for clarification. Like, why are we here again? Do we have
the
something?
Zombies. The zombies. We're gonna report the attack on the trading hall by the zombies.
Oh.
And get reinforcements.
Oh, right.
Need help.
Right. Are we just making eye contact right now?
Silently walking up.
He will not leave eye contact with you. He won't break it. You almost perceive it as a bit of a challenge.
I should call her.
Okay. I watch back.
Hank's looking at his feet. Or hooves, I guess.
Can I roll for eye contact?
You can give me a performance check here.
Okay, sure.
Let's see who can win the staring contest here. It's in the chat.
How quickly can we use a hero point?
You can use it right away. Your gaze breaks as the stalwart, deep eyes of the dwarf seem to bend your spirit.
Oh, am I gonna take that on the chin like that?
I'll say
Well,
this:
another one.
you didn't necessarily break eye contact, but you lost the staring contact, and you started to giggle.
Oh shoot. Okay. All right. I try to hide like in Bobbin's little cockpit there.
You can still peer out a little bit past the horizon of the metal shell of Bobbin, and you can see that he's quite pleased, having demonstrated his dominance upon these new, potentially unwelcome travelers.
That's my 300 IQ play.
Made us
Just
giggle
trying to
already.
make him happy, butter him up.
He gets
That
off
was on
of
purpose,
his throne, and he gives a large stretch and takes his axe from off of his back and puts it blade down, slamming it into the stone, and he leans on it. What brings you to the hollowed halls of the Hearthguard Command?
Under.
I'm gonna turn to Sigrun under my breath. I'm gonna go, quite the alliteration.
Hollowed hall. Quite impressive.
We're the most like socially gimped party. We don't know.
Okay, Asher's gonna
Need fan
look at
art
the
of
rest
everybody
them.
just like kicking the ground, staring at their feet. Just,
Hands in their pockets.
In this grand hall, like the Kevin James, the shot of Kevin James with the hands in the pocket.
right.
Light a cigarette.
Asher's gonna look at the rest of the party like, seriously? Nope. Fine. And he is going to step forward. What is... Do I know this guy's title?
You don't, no. You don't know his title, no.
Asher will say, we come bearing dark tidings from the north. The trading halls are being assaulted by the undead.
The dwarf looks at you curiously. Undead, you say? It's impossible. They haven't scourged our northern mountains for 100 years. Not while the dwarves of Othron stand. What proof do you have of this news?
Who had the sigil again? I know one of you has it.
Great.
I didn't have it.
I thought you had it.
He's checking his pockets.
It's
Yeah,
like Thorn
it's,
at the end of the Eclipsar stones. I placed my stone. We were supposed to bring those?
Yeah.
It's like like the not funny joke in every wedding. It's like, oh, can I have the rings? Oh, I don't want the rings. Oh no.
This is all canon dialogue.
Right.
100%.
We're all talking.
Okay, who? Because it was quite a frantic escape.
I thought Sigrun had it.
Yeah, I thought Sigrun had it too.
I
I'll
don't
go with that.
know.
Is it in your inventory?
Ben walks over to
No.
Sigrun, and it's right here, and I like pull it out of his pack.
It's not in my inventory though.
And
Why
Finn
did you
will approach holding the sigil.
He takes the sigil from your hands, and he looks it over, and he says, "This is the Duskhorn family crest. Where did you happen upon this?"
Well, what my friend is saying is true. Trading halls are under the attack, and Duskhorn himself handed it to us to show you, to get you your help as reinforcements.
Which Duskhorn?
Oh, you know.
Jeez.
Surely your party's been taking notes for this illustrious campaign.
Was it Henry or Paul or Morven or oh, boy, that's not it.
We were so entranced at the
We'll be-
beauty of the
we'll
halls
be right back after this quick commercial break.
that
Brought to you by Teddy's
we-
Diapers.
that we can't recall his name.
This doesn't look good for you. So help me if
No.
I find that Dwarren was killed by you lot. I will have all of
yeah,
your heads.
That's him, Doran. Old DD himself.
Very well. I will present this to King Stone Shield. You may make yourselves at home in our city for now. But one wrong move, and so help the gods, if I find that any of you has laid a finger on Dwarren, you'll have stone to pay. This way. And the dwarf begins to walk out of the hall. And he
Ben's
takes
gonna
you-
go up behind the party and just quietly whisper, "How long do you guys think he's been waiting to use that line?"
It was pretty cool.
It was great.
Like you
2 weeks, maybe?
I'd venture to say longer.
It was supposed to be 2 weeks, but something came up, so now 3. He says. Back outside, he
Wow.
moves you away from the Hearthguard command post and back onto the main bridge. And this time, as you enter through the large gates into the belly of the mountain, you see that the 2 guards that had previously crossed their halberds to stop your path look at this dwarf that's escorting you and give him a solid nod and continue to look straight onwards. The dwarf doesn't even acknowledge them and leads you into the halls of Othron. And as you walk in, you can feel that the outside nippy temperature suddenly lulls to a dull heat. You can hear the flicks of ember as you enter an unfamiliar city, but perhaps familiar in another life. Welcome, gentlemen, to the city of Othron.
Woo!
Wow.
Nice.
I just had the craziest deja vu, guys. I never been here
Right?
before, though.
You know, I've actually been here a couple times. Mostly from a more southern passage rather than through the north, but I actually traded with the dwarves quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, inventor like myself, works well.
The dwarf that was escorting you gives you all a solemn nod and says, "I'll have a word with King Stoneshield. You'll be summoned if he heeds your call. Remember, no trouble." And he walks off into the northern belly of the city. So you guys are right here at the front gate.
Wow. At the city.
Hey, wait a minute. I think my buddy's got a house up here.
You guys feel like hitting up a tavern?
Oh, yeah.
like nothing else.
Been too long.
Yeah.
Far too long.
Yeah.
And hopefully this one isn't infested with zombies.
Right.
Not while Othron still stands, we've been told.
Do you notice any taverns that stand out to your nostalgic eyes?
Drunken Gnome Inn.
Hey, yeah, what about the Drunken Gnome Inn?
Oh, looks nice.
Very
Well,
well.
I guess we could try it out.
Give it a chance.
A long-standing establishment that was forged by the mountain itself 1,000 years ago and likely would have stood 1,000 years into the future as well. But our heroes happen upon this lovely tavern right in the middle of its lifespan. You make
On our
your
way to the drunken gnome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
On our way, I just like to clarify for the rest of the party. You know, we gnomes aren't actually drunkards. It's maybe it's some sort of funny joke, or I don't know, but we don't do that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a hand on your shoulder and I'm gonna go. I understand stereotyping and tropes and things. Trust me. I feel you.
Thanks, Hank.
I will say that although I don't believe you to be a drunkard, there is something to say in one of my studies, or throughout my studies. Sometimes, stereotypes are based in truth. But anyway,
Well-
I'm sure that's not you.
Somebody had to say.
But maybe
That's the-
it's a counter stereotype thing where it's funny to say drunken gnome inn, or it was funny 1,000 years ago because gnomes are so sober.
Hmm.
And I swear, if we walk in there and there's 5 sloshed gnomes inside, I'm not
One of them
connected to
happens to
them.
be flying around, someone hanging onto him by his toes.
Just
You'd
drunkard activity.
need dragon's breath for an effect like that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard stories.
Oh. Uh-huh. Anywho.
Very well. The party begins to make their way down the Ironforge district, and for some of you that have already been here, Orvin in particular, you just have a lot of confidence in your stride as you're walking down the stone pathway, past Mithril Treasures, the Minidos Embassy, but for the rest of you who have never been here, your eyes gawk at the sight. This cavern is absolutely enormous in its complexity. Lava is flowing around you, and the cavern stretches hundreds of meters high. And out to the west, you can see that the Blackthorn River is slowly carving up into the Stone Shield Mountains. And you realize that this is the same river connected just further south when you were leaving Grim Haldor. You make your way over to the entrance of the Drunken Gnome Inn, and while you're used to the warm light emanating from taverns as a warm respite from the cold weather outside, not so the case in Othron. The light is equally as bright and warm as the rest of the Fireforge Square. And so, you push your fists onto the door and open it up.
Ooh.
As I step in, I would like to cast a practice eye around and look for any suitable marks.
What do you mean?
I would like to do the same, but rather than for people to steal from, I just like to make sure there's no actual drunken gnomes here.
Well, let's take a look. You could use your real-life perception to take a look at the NPCs littering this bar. It appears there does seem to be one gnome with deep purple hair. Although what does stand out to you most of all is the amount of tavern customers sitting around the bar. An unusual sight for most taverns that you've been to. And there's a bustling sound of crowds.
Wow.
It's exciting.
The sight for story eyes.
As you start to file in, this dwarf gets up out of his chair and says, "Halt! No further. If you'd like to join the Dragon's Breath drinking competition, you'll have to sign this waiver here."
Oh,
Ooh, I sign it.
don't mind if I do.
He hands
Yeah, I'll
Valen
sign it.
He hands
Say.
Valen a quill, and he dips it in a bottle of ink and gives you a piece of parchment. And on the parchment is embossed in beautiful runic lettering in the dwarven tongue the Centurial Dragon's Breath drinking competition.
Oh, shoot!
Oh, man.
Okay. Can I keep this after I sign it just for memory's sake?
No, this is a liability for us. We have to keep this on hand.
Okay, you give me like a copy or something similar. Like, I'd love a little token from this.
You'll have plenty of tokens. Don't worry about that. We'll keep the
All
legal
right.
documentation.
Sounds good.
Orvin's gonna peer over from his mech and see Dragon's Breath on the paper, and he's just gonna take a couple of steps back, discreetly, and distance himself.
Seems to notice, and he gives a hearty chuckle. Not from his throat, but from his belly. And he says, I knew our gnomish cousins didn't have it in them. I tried to convince the one at the bar that they can't handle their liquor. You know, some stereotypes aren't accurate, but some are rooted in truth, he says.
Oh,
Finn
yeah?
walks up. I was just saying that.
What's the stereotype about gnomes?
Well, it's a facetious play on the name of the place, the Drunken Gnome Inn. Gnomes don't handle their liquor very well. You know, I just can't help but laugh. I don't mean nothing by it.
Oh, yeah. I was actually saying something pretty similar. If I'm catching your vibe right.
Yeah, stereotypes. You play right into them.
Yeah.
You should show them you can handle your liquor and sign up. It'd be great. Join.
Can we do a like a diplomacy check on this?
For what intent?
For Valen convincing Orvin to participate.
Sure, I will do a contested will save here. So, Orovin, I'm going to need you, please, to make... Valen, I'm going to get you to do a diplomacy check. It'll just be a DC 1. We'll just take your roll.
Oh, shit.
23, critical success. I don't even know if I can do a contested there. I will do a fortitude check, just to be fair.
It's
No,
Valen's eyes. I just
sorry.
can't say no.
We'll do a will.
I really,
Just get
I
lost
really
in
was
those
trying to
eyes,
hype you up.
That's for you to roll, Orovin.
All right. Come on.
Oh,
You had a...
Wait, you got a 24.
How's that work?
Well, it was a critical, so I tacked a couple on there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Orvin readjusts himself in his mech and says, "Oh, you know, I guess it's time to represent the gnomes." And he's kind of shaking a little bit at his controls. Is he didn't want to lean into it too much, but he didn't just hear stories about Dragon's Breath. So he's a little nervous.
Experience. You guys see Bobbin begin to sort of start seizing as the tremors translate through the controls. And
Why is Bobbin shaking?
Oh, he's amping to go.
Oh, okay, great. Excuse me, friend. Before I sign up, what does the contest entail?
Well, it rolls around once every 100 years. This is the 15th one. Very excited. We've got a pretty good turnout. Usually we
way.
only have 2 or 3 champions, but as you can see, he sort of leans over to Sigrun. There's a lot of foreigners in today.
The drunken gnome, man.
So what does one have to do?
If you can
So just-
outdrink the best other champion, you will have your name chiseled on there. And he points over, and there's a large stone plaque with it's hundreds of lines long with different names written in dwarven runes. And he looks back to you and says, "There's great honor to be won by outdrinking the best in Othron. It used to be more of a local challenge, but word quickly spread through the north, and, well, take a look for yourselves. Quite a turnout. There's some heavy competition here.
Remarkable to see this during the times we're in.
Aye, you can say that again. Mr.
Actually,
Moderator
I'd like to-
Nub, could you delete that in the chat there?
Yeah.
Give
So
some good
this
old band.
this Dragon's Breath, is this it's just the knockoff stuff, right?
Oh, knockoff, none of that here. This is the Drunken Gnome Inn. Surely her reputation precedes herself. This is the real deal. Milked
Makes sense.
from a maternally ready dragon.
What?
Milk?
You heard
That's
that
not
right,
really
lad.
breath, is it?
It actually misspoke. It was it wasn't originally Dragon's Breath.
Yeah. With this whole new politically correct climate sweeping through the dwarven halls, we had to do a little bit of wordsmithing, but it gets the point
Dwarven
across.
halls.
Can't
That's
even
quite-
have Dragon's Breast anymore.
It's the worst. That's what I'm saying. Keep your voice down around that purple-haired one by the tavern.
Oh man.
So Finn desperately. Okay, so Finn can see, like, he feels like there's more camaraderie between everybody in the group and not really much him, so he will, in, like, the little brother way of trying to, like, be accepted by the big brother, he wants to run up and, I'd like to sign up.
Ho ho! Pretty brave for a lad of your stature. Very well. And he pushes a large, thick sausage-like calloused finger down on the piece of parchment by a dotted line, and he hands you a quill.
Finn signs.
Nice.
Count me in too.
I expected nothing less. And he shows, and he's already written Green Dwarf for you.
And Asher,
And me as
Asher would
well.
like to size up the competition, just sort of like, but not necessarily looking at. So what I'm looking for is not necessarily, do I think they can outdrink me? But more, do they look like they're getting sloshed? And how heavy are their purses?
No drinks have been had yet. It would be a fool to come pre-gamed to the Centurial Dragon's Breath drinking competition. And so everyone is sober as a rod so far. It's hard to say. Let me get a perception check from you for the sizes of their coin coffers. It's hard to say. There's a lot going on. So the dragon, I'll just give you some fourth wall. Was it milked consensually? No. They had to send a hero in to save a princess, and it's a bit of a side quest. So Dragon's Breath is rarely consensually procured. Free range, absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
the dragon that was milked for this one actually took over the halls of Othrod for a little bit, and during that stint, it had time to nurture its eggs. And was it man-fed? Also, yes, it was, with an equal part of dwarves in its diet.
Oh,
Like at a really
I-
fancy restaurant, the sommelier comes out and, you know,
right.
this is a vintage.
Yeah.
There's just no money. There's no money in saving princesses anymore. You've got to do the
That's
side
right.
quests.
Yeah, no.
Milk the dragon.
It's a sad state.
Maybe
I
50 years
will-
ago, there was some gold in it, but these days, with the way the politics are going, how's a dwarf to eat around here? The Othronian dream used to be attainable, you know.
Asher will sign up for the competition.
Very well. And he turns to
I
the
suppose-
Minotaur and says, "You look like a challenging contender. Surely you won't waste your genetics on just standing by."
Hell yeah, brother. In my most gruffiest dwarf, you know.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Sign me up.
Before the drinking competition begins, does anybody have canonically low tolerance for substances? If not,
That's a good question.
you can defer to your character stats.
Sweet.
Well, I would say that Finn's a college-aged bro, but not really a bro, who's focused more on his studies, so...
He's in the Scholars Quarter frat.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
The scholars.
So I don't think that Finn is a heavyweight, but he's dabbled in a drink here and there.
Okay, sweet.
He can be... He likes to do everything by the book and like straight edged, but he also succumbs to peer pressure.
Right.
So he's drank before.
As a brother should, you know.
Right.
All right. The dwarf proprietor looks and says, "All right, go join the queue. We should be starting very shortly. I'm looking to see
I'm
how you
excited.
all fare." He gives Sigrun a slap on the back and kind of aye as his hand connects with stone.
Right. Makes like a bell sound.
So on this table up here, is there food on it?
Yeah, there's some scraps.
Finn wants to walk over. I would like to. If you could put a stealth check for me, I want to like try to find the most carb dense food and try to like eat a little something beforehand.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, that's smart.
Either way, I'm gonna be eating the table scraps, but
Will that just provide more burning fuel for the dragon's breath?
Yeah, that's true. What is it? What
Is there like a burning calories?
That is
Finn
a failure by 4.
okay. Well, I think I got an extra hero point from last session.
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna use one of those.
All right, give us
No
another
way.
stealth reroll. It's a very attainable DC. And
Ooh,
that will be a pass, a natural success as well. Everybody seems
So
to be a little bit more preoccupied with the going-ons up at the bar. And so no eyes seem to be on you.
All right, so I want to eat like to get the goal is to get a good base layer because I don't want to puke all over the drunken nomad.
Okay, you see a delicious-looking cherry pie that's only half dug into.
What? Oh, that's so good.
Uh,
Dang.
is there any like bread or
What-
rice?
What you see is what's available to you.
Okay, so sorry, let me zoom in.
So there's some bread here, but there is a dwarf guard sitting at this table.
Dang, that pie looks so fire.
All right, so I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna snag these 4 shrimp.
Okay. Little
Okay.
protein.
Yeah. And then Finn's gonna go over to the guard. Hello, excuse me, sir. I don't mean to bother you while you're eating.
He snorts awake.
would
You
I-
can see that he's been drinking heavily. And he's got beer foam all over his beard.
Oh, I'm so sorry to wake you. Do you need another ale?
Yeah, ale. Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay, great. I will send somebody right over with that.
He instinctively grabs your thigh, kind of assuming in his drunken stupor that you're a bar wench.
Yeah. And Finn will go along with it and then like push his hand away slowly, not to disturb him.
Yeah.
And then I'll sneak around to the other side here and then just start housing try to take like a couple pieces of bread and then the bacon off the plate there.
All right. You've consumed a hearty layer of carbs and protein to line your stomach in preparation for this event. I will allow a +2 on your fortitude saving throws.
Hey, good idea.
Thank you.
We almost lost Finn. He had to have a new character ready. Lost him as a barmaid to the drunken nomad.
Oh, you're new. You're a natural at that.
Sorry, guys.
What?
I have to stay here.
That's
Calling. And then Finn sneaks back over to the group.
Very well.
Good job,
Um,
man.
I'm gonna make my way to the door and peek out real quick and try and make myself puke.
Okay.
Just kind of around the corner. Not too stealthy. I'm not trying to be stealthy. I'm just trying to do it.
I'm gonna do... What kind of check would that be? Medicine, maybe? Medicine sounds fun.
Okay.
You need some help over there?
I think I got it. Oh,
Natural one.
Oh,
You shove your
no.
entire fist down your throat, but the blades of clover that you were grazing on on the way down seem to have kind of created a thick coating of photosynthesis juice that just doesn't want to come
No
out.
way. Chlorophyll. Can I try to give him the Heimlich?
yeah. I'm going, Cigar!
Was it a natural one?
It was.
Yeah.
He has to shove his finger down his throat and then shit his pants. I'm sorry.
There
Do I
may be
hear?
some
Do I
upset
hear the
tummies.
commotion?
You do. You hear a bull kind of mid-roar and retching.
I get flashbacks to the experience with the fish, and I sprint over with Bobbin, and with the fist of Bobbin just right on the back, I just hammer down.
You can make the same medicine check, Orvin.
All right.
That's a medicine check.
This is a medical procedure.
Don't worry,
He's
I'm a
got-
doctor.
Oh no!
Bobbin, you all hear a, "Don't worry, I'll be there," and you hear doo 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 bang, and you see Hank on his stomach outside with his hand up his throat.
Oh, God. I'm so... Help me!
He's on his stomach?
He is, yes.
Can I leap on his back?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like medically speaking, of course.
Oh, like it's a medical leap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a medical leap with 2 feet placed to force. Okay, this is with Bobbin.
Just a medical leap. That's crazy.
Oh.
What is it?
No.
Hank, as you are reeling from this sudden, unexpected impact, suddenly you feel 2 brass feet planted on your back, and you all hear a resounding crack of your spine, and you feel, oh! The initial pain is then subsided with a really nice chiropractic stretch.
Does he still have his
Okay.
fist down his throat?
Oh, hold on.
He
What do
does,
I
yeah.
do? Can I attempt to just kind of pull it out at this point?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You don't need to roll
You
for
want it?
that. You're good.
Okay, thank God.
He's gonna roll.
Do I puke at any upon doing this?
No, your
Oh,
stomach is
God.
stubborn.
Can I try to give him
Hang
the
on.
Heimlich?
Yeah, wait, hang on, guys. Stand back, and I'm gonna try one more time to
Same
make myself
medicine
puke.
check.
Shit.
If you give him the Heimlich, Sigrun, it's just like a dog humping your leg.
It's true.
He's so big it wouldn't even work.
As you get up and you remove your hand from your mouth, you stand up and another crack resounds out, through the halls of the Drunken Gnome Inn. And you look at them, and right all over Bobbin, and you vomit on Orvin.
That's crazy.
Kind of,
I'd like to vomit as well.
it's like the Family Guy. Like,
Are we
Like
all
the
gonna? Are we all gonna be puking on each other here?
Jesus. Oh, wow. I am so sorry, gentlemen. I was just trying to make a little more room for the dragon's breath.
You guys did opposite strategies. You and
yeah, isn't that a counterproductive strategy to empty your gut?
Right?
Well,
Yeah, you're
I'm-
drinking on an empty stomach.
it's an old
He's trying to
minotaur.
fit more dragon's breath in. That's how much he's
Right.
gonna drink.
That is how I will outdrink them, is simply by drinking more.
I like how that assumes that they're just getting full, like they're not thirsty anymore. That's why they can't drink
Right.
anymore.
It makes sense in my head.
Kotku Jelly brings
I'm
up a
big.
very good point. How many stomachs does he have?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
see, that's a very good question. And I didn't pay much attention in Minotaur biology class.
mean-
I'm afraid I couldn't answer that genuinely. I'd be making a guess.
Would
but-
Would you like my
How's that
medical?
for?
Yeah, no, please assess me medically if you'd like.
Well,
Counts that
clearly
for?
there's
People
at least
what?
2.5.
split the difference. I'd say at least 2.
7's a
Two.
high guess. I would
Yeah.
have to say. What if we rolled a dice and rolled a d10 and checked it
Well,
out?
Well, I
Yeah.
have the answer
Yes.
here.
In my studies, I must say that I do believe that you only have one stomach, but it has 4 compartments.
Ah, yes. That's ringing a bell, actually. I think I do remember seeing something
Yes,
like
you
that.
remember the RROA?
Kind
the
of.
rumen, the rectilium, the osmanium, and the abdosium.
Yeah, see, and that's why you're the one with the books.
You chose books, I chose looks, says Hank.
But I would like to say I don't pass gas constantly. That is one of those myth stereotype things. The whole methane thing, that's not a minotaur
The
thing.
dwarf
That's,
leans over his chair and says, "You know, many stereotypes are rooted in truth."
Hank,
Finn wants to turn around and be like, I was just saying that.
I'm getting Torheim flashbacks. Totally crazy. I was gonna say the same thing.
well,
Hank, are you causing global warming?
no,
Actually,
Again.
are you warming the disc?
common
Right,
misconception.
yeah.
And that, I'll defer to,
You know,
to Finn on that one.
Yeah, I actually read an article by billionaire
Right.
philanthropist Gil Bates, and
Bill Gates.
Gil said, yeah, Gil Bates, and he says that is entirely false.
I feel bad
Good
for his
to know.
butler, actually,
Yeah.
because he has to refer to him all the time.
That one went right over my head. You're gonna have to explain
No.
that.
Yeah,
If they call him master, is that where you were going?
Yeah,
Oh yes,
Yeah, it's
Master
really just-
Bates.
it's
right,
unfortunate.
right there.
Ah, yes.
That was good, Lynn. That was good.
Master Bates, might I bring you some tea?
The esteemed inventor.
Another sock, Master Bates.
the guy just keeps going through butlers. I hear that was the latest scroll that I read.
Yes.
They just can't stick around for some reason.
You all hear
So about
the
laughing fit?
crowd come to a bit of a hush as the dwarf tavern proprietor stands up on the stool.
Gather ye round, and have yourselves a hearty welcome for the 15th Centurial Dragon's Breath drinking competition. Thank you very much for joining.
And a hearty round of applause echoes through the tavern.
As I'm sure you're all aware, we abide by strict rules. We have our scribe.
And she motions over to the dwarf that was taking down your names, and he gives a humble wave, and he goes back and tends to his parchment.
He will be the one who's recording all of the scores. If you throw up, you are out. If you fly through the wall and cause any property damage, you are out, and also liable to pay for the repairs. I'm sure most of you have already pre-purchased Dragon's Breath insurance for this very instance, but I have to get through the rules, and so is that.
Oh,
Dragon's Breath insurance, huh?
Before we begin, might we have any volunteers to start?
And you look around, and the crowd sort of seems nervous, trepidatious, and no hands are being raised.
Finn will.
did I see a hand
Racist.
from Valen?
All
Oh,
right.
did Valen go first? All right, Valen.
She motions to Finn and Valen. She says, "Very well, we have our first competitors." And you can see the people have made a little bit of room for Valen and Finn.
Nice.
With a smile, she brings out 2 beautiful shot glasses ornately carved or created by a glass blower in the shape of dragons. You can see 2 wings
What?
sprouting off the sides of each with a ruby red stone implanted in the middle of them each. And she reaches under the bar and she pulls out a beautiful bottle of dragon's breath with ornate gold embossed in leafy wire around it. And the cork, as you all know, is the head of a dragon with a ruby in its mouth. And she pops the cork off. Boop! And you can see sulfur begin to jump from the nape of the bottle. And she leans the bottle over and pours 2 glasses, and little bits of sulfur and lava are spurting out. Very well. Let the 15th Centurial Dragon's Breath drinking competition begin!
So before we begin, can I get a roll for a perception check, please? I am trying to perceive if there is anything at the bottom of the bar that I could hook my feet into. So if I were to start flying away, I would be able to
There's a check for you in the chat.
That's a smart idea.
You see that there is a little bit of a knurling on the bottom bar where you might be able to hook a toe around if things get rather wild.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen, I will be putting out fortitude saving throws. If you fail the fortitude saving throw, you throw up. The DC will get progressively higher with each combatant.
Okay.
Are you ready to go?
Are hero points allowed?
Hero points are
this or
allowed,
no?
yes.
Okay.
Our first fortitude saving throw of the night is in the chat. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Valen, the first to sign up.
No, no.
Oh,
Well, Sigrun's drinking.
Let's go.
he's sneaking him on the side.
Valen, you put
Oh,
that...
I'm sorry. I didn't know we were. I didn't. Sorry, I
Just
didn't
the two,
realize
that
that.
one doesn't
Let's
count.
not count.
Valen, you take that and swig it back, and the ember creates a fire in your belly, much unlike the leafy smoothies that you've been drinking down in Rainignon, and it does not sit well. And all of you
Oh,
look
no.
to the 2 contestants, and all eyes are on them, and you can see sweat begin to furrow on the brows of the people watching in anxious anticipation. Finn doesn't react, and nor does Valen. But then Valen brings his hand to his eyes, brings it down, and gives off a thunderous belch of flaming fire. And it knocks you back 15 feet onto your back. And as you put your head up to look around, another one. And you're like a jet engine pushing the back of your head into the ground. And then the effects subside.
Dang.
Well, everybody's attention is focused on them. Can I, now that I've gotten a bit closer, can I survey the crowd and
It's in the chat for you. You see people haven't brought a ton of gold along with them. Coin coffers seem to be moderate, nothing out of the ordinary. Finn, how would you like to react to this scene?
Just want to be like,
Very
2
well.
thumbs up and step away from the bar or wherever I'm supposed to go.
She ushers you aside and says, "Very well done, and a good try to you, Mr. Elf." And she ushers you
Thank you.
aside. And the next hour passes in a blur of great laughter and hilarity as you see each of the contestants, some performing better than others, try and stomach the dragon's breath. And by the end of the hour, the entirety of this bar here is charred black, licked by flame, as some of the contestants have landed better than others. And by the end of the hour, all of the other contestants are nursing their charred esophaguses with some more normal ale, and it is just the party that remains. The proprietor eyes
Hank?
you and says, "Do I have a volunteer for the next combatant?"
I'd like to go.
Very well. Show us what that stone is made of. Sigrun, you may approach the bitch.
Will do. I didn't canonically walk over the bar table, guys.
Yeah,
I
you
promise.
vaulted.
Right.
Hank's gonna speak up and go, "You seem a worthy challenger, Sigrun."
I'm
shall
honored
join
to
you.
hear that.
The dwarf and the minotaur. She pours you 2 drinks. And the check will be in the chat.
Very well.
Hey, cheers. Oh, wow.
You as well.
And that is a critical success. Oh, that was Asher drinking. Oh, no.
No, that
Sorry,
was me.
Yeah, okay. Critical success for both. You both lock
One,
eyes
both of us.
and put the shot down. And not even
No
a
way.
burp comes up. And then you look towards the proprietor. And she raises her eyebrows, impressed, and refills your glasses. The next fortitude
no,
check
baby.
will be in the chat.
We're getting this for free.
Oh wait, am I? Should I be rolling, or how are we do? Are we doing like 2v2s?
Yes, yeah,
Because there's more people that signed up.
Yeah, sorry, Finn. We'll just go after this round here.
Aw, both of us.
Hero point. I'm gonna hero point.
Okay?
Oh, I can't not hear a point now.
Wait, we
boy.
gotta get linen.
We're gonna have everybody who signed up here. We have Asher and we have Raylan.
Okay, yeah, I gotta go once.
All right, we have 2 successes there. You managed to choke
You
back.
felt that one though,
You felt that. You felt the fire begin to lick your lips, but you choked it down.
right?
Next up, the proprietor says.
All right.
No
Shifting
way.
again nervously in his
Yeah,
mech.
sure.
She pours you a drink.
Actually, well,
And this is
also
for us now.
It is, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Fortitude check will
Excuse
be
me,
in the
Egg.
chat.
Oh, pardon.
Okay. So Orvin's got a bit of an idea, and it's so he's got some a mechanism that's just been sitting around, and it's got some cogs and stuff that are visible, and you can see him slot it into one of the control units in his cockpit, and it's so the way that it works. And Sampiris, stop me if this is not allowed, but it's an automator that Orvin has developed for Bobbin's arm controls.
Okay.
And Orvin quickly enters the motion to be repeated, which is picking up the glass and dumping it
He'll
into
just be blacked
Orvin's
out
mouth.
with dragon's breath splashed onto his face.
And then he takes the other free control unit for his arm, and he takes Bobbin's hand and locks it down on his head. And just and locks himself into position.
Does he have a
And he
seatbelt?
looks. He didn't think that far. He braces himself inside the cockpit. I would say effectively.
All right.
Could you get a DUI doing this? Is this operating?
Well, you know what they say. Every law is written, I don't know what they say, but what I say is the laws are written because somebody did something stupid. So we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
There's no laws on the Dragon Claws.
Ain't no laws.
Also, he's got that full self driving, so
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can still get a DUI.
Autopilot.
I got to keep my hands on the levers, though. It's really annoying.
All right. The contestants may make their first fortitude saving roll and make sure that it is the most recent one. Those who have had 2 drinks have different DCs.
it should be the
Why
most
don't-
recent one or the one before, because we haven't had a drink yet.
The most recent one.
So
I
I don't
gave
sup-
it to you fresh.
So I
Oh,
don't
okay.
suppose this gives us
Okay.
a or this gives me any sort of boost with this, hey?
No. You'll black
Okay.
out if you black out.
Okay.
Oh, and that is a success from Asher. And a success
Nice.
from Orvin. You
Good
both
job.
take it back rather well, Orvin, much to your own surprise, assuming that you wouldn't be able to handle real, freshly milked dragon's breath. But alas, your gnomish stomach has handled it. We have one drink. Who has had 2 drinks?
Me.
Yeah, Hank and Sigrun.
Hank and Sigrun. Finn, did you also have 2?
Nope, I only had one.
All right. Anybody who has had 1 drink, you are now going to roll your second fortitude save.
Good luck, compadres.
Not at the others.
And
Awesome.
I got a +2, right?
You do.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm hero
Asher.
pointing that. I'm definitely hero pointing that.
Finn, you take it back like a champion. And that is...
I'm also gonna hero point.
Oh,
I think that's definitely worth the point.
Nope.
I've
Asher,
got to do it.
Asher, you take that back and you erupt in flame. Sending flames spouting all over. And you
Oh no.
take your hood, bring it down, and step back.
This
Orvin.
is terrible for my mysterious image.
Right, we all saw you vomit.
Just lost so much aura.
You'll see the rest of us vomiting
And
soon.
Aura, Vin, maintains his aura, barely gulping down those tongues of flame, and yet you manage to succeed. Very good. We have 2 party members out. Everybody has had 2 drinks now.
Yes.
Yes.
Your third drink is in the chat.
All right,
Good luck, gentlemen.
lots of room here, gents.
Yeah.
Let's all pile up.
Cheers.
over here, Hank.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. To the fallen.
Oh, and a 19 from Hank with a critical success.
What?
It seems the throw-up trick was successful. And we have a failure
Oh,
from
no.
Sigrid, a failure from Finn, and a failure
But
from
Finn
Orvin. Has a plus
Finn
2.
will hero point.
Okay, you did fail by
Nice.
5 this time. Let's get that hero point.
Yep.
And will that be a success?
Nice.
It's a success from Finn! We
Nice.
have a
Good job.
success from Hank and Finn. Sigrun and Orvin, you look towards one another and belch flame. It's sort of like Goku, like a Dragon Ball Z. But Orvin, as you throw up, you look around and your vision begins to fade, and suddenly another drink splashes you in the face. And another one. And the proprietor looks to you and says, "I'm not feeling any more. This is expensive stuff." And Bobbin just continually.
Do I, like... So these have entered my system. Do I feel it, like, bubbling up inside?
You do, yes.
I'd
Is
like
anybody a
to...
doctor?
With my last few seconds of...
Consciousness.
what would you say? Awareness?
Yeah, sobriety.
Consciousness? Sobriety? I would like to look towards the barkeeper and say... Bet you haven't seen a gnome do that.
She looks and says, "You're certainly correct. I dare say you might just become our new tavern mascot, the true drunken gnome." And all the while, Bobbin. All right, failed contestants, please stand back and allow our final round to be drunk.
Can we place bets on this?
You very well may, yes.
Oh yeah.
Asher volunteers to be the bookie.
Nice. Carrying the.
I haven't seen him do anything wrong. Sure.
Wow,
Oh,
quite
my.
a show, Finn. I'm impressed.
Thank you. You know, just trying to be one of the boys.
well,
I just want to say, I've always admired you, Hank. But after this, I admire you even more, regardless of the outcome. I wish you nothing but the best.
I was just gonna say the same thing. It's look at us, right?
Just bros being bros.
Yep. I would argue you're not trying to be one of the boys. You are one of the boys, Finn.
What? Do you mean it? Really?
Hell yeah.
Well, hell yeah!
Cheers.
Before we drink,
Cheers.
we have 2 gold on Hank. Is there any more bets coming
Are there
in?
any takers?
I can match 2 gold. I just can't do more.
And that's 2 on Finn, or...
I'm gonna go 2 gold on Hank.
Well, we need a payout somehow.
Yeah, we need someone who's actually.
Come on, everybody loves the underdog.
Right?
I'm gonna bet 4 gold on Finn.
Wait!
You put on a hell of a show, my friend.
I don't think the contestants are allowed to bet.
Dang it. Well,
That
I'm
definitely
betting
Let
with
it slide this time.
As the bookie, that sounds like a violation of competitive ethics, but I'll allow it.
Well, no, that's the thing. If you're the bookie, you're the one that has to pay out.
No, I just take a cut. That's all.
No, you're the bookie. You're accepting this bet. So you have 4 gold on me if you accept these.
Nope, that's not what I'm doing here. I need a taker on Finn. Any takers? I'll turn to the bar.
I'll put 2 on Finn.
All right, sympathy.
All right.
Are any of the other patrons willing to bet on this action?
I'll put 5 gold on Finn and 3 gold on Hank.
Nice. Valen's gonna quickly do a little prayer to Sampiris.
Sampiris don't control the dice, my friend.
Oh, he's
You're on
still
your own.
trying nonetheless.
He's trying, but the Foundry backend is outside of the Divine's control.
Sorry, that was 5 gold on Finn and 3 on Hank from
That's
the
correct,
patrons?
yes.
This is great. For what it's worth, Finn, I would have bet on you.
And I would have bet on you. But
Wait, and why are we doing this? We got nothing to
Come
prove.
on, guys.
could we both get our names inscribed?
Let's agree
move.
right now. We won't take
Get
the
on with
shot,
it.
and we'll tie as friends.
I mean, if the barkeep allows it.
No,
Sounds a lot like match fixing to me.
only one
Everyone
name
bet.
goes on the plaque.
Well, then, strictly out of friendship, we must. But
And
we know that we both won. We would have won this.
in our hearts, no matter what happens, we're both winners.
She pours a deep pour into your glasses. Your final drink, potentially, is in the chat.
Age
Roll it
before.
back.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to?
Oh, I immediately threw it back. I went.
Okay.
The 19 critically succeeding, Hank downs that shot. We do have a +2 here for Finn. And that will be a failure by 7, unfortunately. Finn, you turn around and throw up sparks, ember, and flame, singeing a bit of the Minotaur fur.
So as I do that, I know that it's coming back up, and I know I lost. Can I try to do like a backflip, but use the fire puke to
Hey,
assist me?
This will be a high DC, considering you
To like,
are 4 drinks in, but yes, I will...
yeah, and I wanna like try to superhero landing.
It's in the chat.
A potentially fatal critical failure.
Not a critical failure, it's okay. You lean your head back and you jump, and as you're kind of like facing the ground, you burp and pile drive your head into the ground from the momentum.
that's kind of badass too, though.
I'll catch you, says Orvin.
Upon seeing him blow up, Hank's gonna slam his glass back down and stand up and beat his chest. I am the winner! You are the losers! Only me, only my name goes on the wall! Glory, glory! Just fucking drunk and yelling.
The dragon's breath does tend to have that effect from time to time.
This was Finn in the tavern chat. I just sent it to you guys.
Oh no. Oh no, no.
Oh!
Oh! And of course it's at the Spirit Airline terminal too.
When the chicks are walking past too. Okay.
That's tough.
The tavern proprietor bows to you, Hank, and says,
From the deepest part of my heart, the Broadbelly family salutes you. Congratulations for winning the 15th Centennial Dragon's Breath drinking competition.
Hank.
And which
Dang.
name might I call you to carve onto
Hank?
the plaque?
Call me Hank Heavy Gut. Put that on the wall.
Heavy Gut. We will have that commissioned and added.
That's
right
not your name.
If I may,
It is tonight.
Orvin is very distressed seeing Hank just yell out his given name like that, so confidently, his full name. No, Hank. But he's already said it.
Oh no, don't worry. That's not really my name. I just
Oh.
it sounded cool in the moment. I don't know.
Good one. And Orvin stumbles away with Bobbin.
No,
kind of
Orvin,
like-
come back.
hanging off the side of Bobbin.
No, come back. There's something I want to discuss with you.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull up my 2 ladders. And I'm gonna go. You're an inventor, right?
That's me.
Okay. I have an idea. Hear me out. Imagine
Orvin
you
puts
have
his
these...
ear really close to Hank, like
I'll lean in.
right up. Yeah.
Now, okay. Imagine you've got 2 segments of ladder, right? And each one doesn't reach the height you want to reach. But if combined, they could reach that height. Now imagine some kind of hook mechanism with a rounded face, so that the rungs of the ladder on one side would brush against it. And then when you had the desired height, the hook side would then lock onto the rung. You could have a piece of rope to pull it. What do you think of this?
I think that you're a genius. You're so smart. You're so smart.
Could we make this happen? Could you make this happen?
Me? Really?
Yeah, you are this genius inventor.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
And-
right.
And Orphan sweeps off the counter in front of him. He just like clears everything off of it. All right.
Pulls out blueprints.
I'm gonna slam the ladders down.
While this is going on, Finn wants to like drunkenly grab the bar and like get up and just be like, "What he's talking about is the fly section. You're gonna need a fly section," and then fall back over.
I like
Fly
that
section. Got it. And I'd like to just go to work on his 2 ladders.
All right.
Just right on the spot.
Do we have a... Yeah, I'll do a crafting check here.
The first ever extension ladder.
With I flip. So I flip. Do we get our winnings? Oh, we haven't collected it yet. Okay, so I have 6 silver pieces on me. I flip a couple silver pieces over to the bartender with no explanation of why. And I flip it over, and then with Bobbin, I grab onto the counter and just like break off a piece of wood to work.
What in tarnation? She says. It comes off quite easily as it's just burnt to a crisp.
And I take it and I snap it into several workable pieces with bobbin.
Is there any like metal trim at the base of this bar?
Yes, it's ornately laid out with
Just rip it
deep
up.
steel.
I'd like to attempt to rip like a 3-foot length of metal from the base of the bar.
There's an athletics check there.
The beautiful trim on the bar.
Despite your heaving, you put all of your effort into it, and you strain your knees, and you can feel a burp come from your belly. It launches you backwards.
Okay, no metal. I don't know.
Hey, while they're doing that, does anybody want to do karaoke?
I would like to use overdrive, and I'd like to just send it on that decorative metal with with Bobbin's hand, just grab it and just like rush it out with my hand.
Okay, a crafting check that has a standard DC for your level.
This is so sick.
What are the level-based DCs? Let's see. You guys are level 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, that is a 16. I will throw that in the chat for you.
All right. Oh no!
Oh, and that will fail by 1, unfortunately.
Can I assist him?
I'm sorry, that check has already been made.
Oh, but that's overdrive. I'd still like to attempt to rip it out though.
Okay, now we do it together. I'll assist on this one.
All right. Your gizmos on a failure whine concerningly and begin to smoke. Your strike deals 1 additional fire damage.
Well, it's already crisped.
That's crazy.
All right, you can make the
We all
original.
gotta gang up on Asher.
Sorry?
For the scamming.
Oh yeah.
And that is
Oh,
a success.
I'm a bookie. The bookie
There was
always
no
wins.
contract. There's no contract. There's no way for hidden fees.
All right, I ripped out the metal.
Hey, that's the VIG. That's the way this game goes.
And that's why I
down over there.
fight you.
We're building a ladder.
I'm gonna
You
kill
get your gold back plus 8 silver per gold that you bet.
Yeah, so for every gold that you bet, if you won, you get your gold back plus 8 silver. If you lost, you get nothing back.
Right, but what was the cut that you took from my bet?
No, it's already built in.
Yeah. So you bet 1 gold against somebody else's 1 gold, right?
Yes.
You won. You get 8 you get your 1 gold back plus 8 silver. I keep 2 silver as the VIG because I'm the bookie.
You know, this kind of looks like a pyramid.
You know, if you get one
If
of
you
your
turn it
friends-
upside down, it's a funnel. And all that money funnels right back down there.
Right into my pockets.
Again.
we pick it back up with the final completion of the new extended ladder.
Oh. Where is it?
It's on the bar with Orvin and Hank marveling over it, and you can see the proprietor just kind of shocked, but also not really wanting to provoke drunken dragon's breath anger out of a minotaur.
Right.
I'm gonna pull rope out of my rope out of my back and my pack and hand it to Orvin. Use this. Sort of a pulley system.
I'd like to use it as a pulley system.
All right.
How thoughtful of you.
As you guys are doing this, you see the door swing open, and an orc walks in. And the crowd goes to a slow hush as he sort of looks around and walks up to you and says, hey guys.
What?
I've
go!
got some news from the King Stone Shield.
You tell.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
funny
I totally
looking
rude.
word.
So rude of me. My name is Dorheim with a D. It's
to meet
great
you.
to meet you guys.
Wow.
It's as beautiful
great
as
to
the
meet
day we
you.
lost him.
Right.
I think I'm gonna cry.
No, it is very important to make the distinction between the T and the D. Lots of people make that mix up sometimes.
I'm gonna thunder over, and I'm just gonna shake his hand. I'm gonna shake Dorheim's hand.
I want to shake his hand.
I'm gonna shake this man's hand.
He
shake your hand.
seems to, like, his eyes are wide as a new puppy's as he's seeing all of this attention around him. You can tell that he's been kicked around a lot in his life. And suddenly, this is probably the first positive interaction that he's had with another living thing in 20 years. And he eagerly shakes each of your hands. Wow, you guys are so great. What's happening here, guys?
High five.
We were just about to sing karaoke, and then you busted in and said you have news from the king. What news do you bring,
It's really not
friend?
Honestly, if we're doing karaoke, the news is not that important.
No, I don't know if they're gonna like the karaoke. But friend, what news do you bring, friend?
Each time you say the word friend, you can see his pointed, raggedy green ears like perk each time.
Oh.
Well, friend? And he kind of pauses after he says it back to you. Friend has a really nice ring to it. Yes, honestly, I don't really remember what did he say. Something about
What?
it's ready or something like that. But honestly,
You don't remember?
I think that maybe we should do some singing and dancing.
I couldn't agree more, friend. What song do you want to sing?
Well, honestly, let me say something. Do you guys have a peaking interest in arts and culture by any chance?
I love
yes.
arts
Do
and
we
culture.
ever?
No way, you do, he says. Seriously?
We love arts and culture.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
changing the
totally
world.
crazy. You guys like arts and culture just as much as I do.
Oh,
I would venture to
funny
say
dwarf.
we like arts and culture more, friend.
He's just shocked. His jaw drops. Well, I have to say, I've never said this before in my life. I think we just became best friends.
Just like that.
Well, before we throw the best title on friends, how about we see what you got on the mic?
Oh, absolutely. What's a mic?
The device you singing to.
It's our friend Mike.
Mike was my friend from college.
I see.
It's inside joke.
Do you have like a lot of friends?
No.
But more than like one?
Around there, yeah.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. I had a friend one time. But anyways.
What was your friend's name?
His,
happened?
his name was Lordheim with an L.
Orban's gonna leap out of his mech in like a flying hug for Dorheim, and in his inebriation just miss entirely.
His face plants on the floor.
He's gonna faceplant on the floor and he's snoring. He's out.
Okay. Dorheim is gonna look and go, wow, that was some seriously impressive acrobatics. I'm very impressed. As this conversation is... Oh, sorry.
Dorhan, follow me. Friend.
Okay. He kind of scampers off with his hands in the air.
All right, you stand right there. Finn's gonna go and stand on this table, or on this chair, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, everybody!" Like to the bar. Hey, everybody, can I have your attention? My
Bart
newest
lulls
friend,
to a hush as all eyes lock on to Finn.
my newest friend, Dorheim, is here, and he loves arts and culture, and he said he wanted to sing a song to all of you right now. So if you could please, everybody, put your hands together for Dorheim.
A thunderous applause erupts through the Drunken Gnome Inn, and suddenly all goes silent. And you can see that the tavern scribe has pointed a lantern to Dorheim, and the lights kind of go dim. You can hear doom, 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 as they all shut up individually, one by one, around him. And you can see Dorheim. Thank you very much. Emotions for your name. Finn, yes. Finn is really good. Friend of mine. I'm not really practiced in front of so many people, usually.
Finn's gonna come running over, getting the social cue, and he's gonna go, "Just a small town girl,
Living in a lonely world."
Ain't the midnight train going anywhere." Points to Dorheim.
He kind of mouths along and
It's just a city boy. And we go through and duet the song.
He does his best, but you can see that he is just slick with sweat and nerves. And he, as a gentle applause scatters through the room as the song comes to an end. But those who are a little bit more inebriated than the others seem to have been very impressed with Finn and Dorheim's performance.
Hank's gonna give a standing ovation. Just yeah. Those are my boys.
Dorheim comes over.
I
and
raised
says,
those boys.
He says, "You really shouldn't have asked me to do that because I've been sick for like a month, and also the acoustics of this room are totally terrible."
No. So Finn walks over, drunkenly puts his arm around Dorheim. "No, friend, listen. Do you not hear that applause? They loved us. We killed it. It was awesome. We're the best."
Now that you say it, for a split second, it's the weirdest thing. When I was singing, I felt like I took the shape of a unicorn. For maybe just like a couple seconds.
I saw it.
You guys saw that too? That wasn't just
It was
me.
just so quick.
Yeah, I can imagine it anyway.
That's totally crazy. Wow. The night
It's what?
continues in a party, and it seems that Dorheim has entirely forgotten the reason that he was sent here, as he's found some fast friends. And the night lulls to a close, and rooms are provided, free of charge, by the Drunken Gnome Inn for all people that had participated. And as the night draws to an end, Dorheim is sort of looking around. No, actually, it's crazy. I have a really nice house with like a lot of blankets to sleep in, so don't even worry about me. It's a great house.
No, Dorheim, you stay here.
Oh yeah.
Really? That's crazy because I actually don't have a house. I've been sleeping in the caves. For months, I've been sleeping in a rock cave.
Wow, that is
Not anymore.
crazy. Not no more, Dorheim.
No, you're with us now.
Oh, this is totally great news. I've really turned my luck around, guys. It's fantastic.
You sure have, Big D. You sure have.
That has a really nice ring to it. I like that. All right. The party goes to bed, and some sleep better than others, with pounding headaches meeting you as you awake. Oh, sorry.
Can I maybe note that when Orvin wakes before the end of the night, he's not his usual self, it seems, and he seems quite lost in thought and trying to concentrate on something that he doesn't fully seem to be grasping.
Okay.
And that is all. That is all. And he brushes away any inquiry throughout the night.
Oh.
I'd also side note like to ask, did we complete our invention?
You did, yes.
Hell yeah.
Whose room did Dorheim sleep in?
Well, unfortunately, I think that I think since I said no, you're not going to your house, you stay here. I would say that he reluctantly stayed with Finn.
Finn, you
That's
awake.
totally crazy. Because he wanted the same thing.
It's the craziest thing. You're not gonna believe this. You awaken and you see a cocoon at the foot of your bed, and Dorheim has wrapped himself up in every blanket accessible to him, and you hear like a.
Oh boy. Well,
It was a chilly night. Forbid.
okay.
Suddenly, the cocoon jerks awake, and you see Dorheim sit up in bed, and he looks over to you and he says, "Before you say anything, I just want you to know that the law in Othron is very clear that 2 men is not really actually a problem." The law is very clear on this point. Very clear. There is no wrongdoing in these types of situations.
So Finn sits up and he goes, "I'm sorry, friend. Who are you?"
You see the soul leave Dorheim's eyes.
No.
Oh,
And he looks down and his ears wilt and he says, "I'm just a nobody." And he removes the cocoon and begins to walk out the door.
As he's walking out the door, Finn walks over, grabs him by the arm, turns him around, and he's like, "Dorheim, I'm just messing with you, buddy. That's what friends do. Come on, pal. Let's get this day started."
That's totally crazy because I was thinking you were just totally messing with me.
And what's totally crazy is that I knew that you knew that I was messing with you.
Oh.
Totally crazy.
And do you know why you knew that? Because we're best friends. And that's just what the best friends do.
We're getting there, buddy. You know what? No, we are best friends,
I'm
Dorheim.
totally there. It's
Totally.
It's totally crazy. I think I might have peed my pants right now. Give me a second.
What?
And he runs out the room, just giddy with delight. And after a while in the latrine, he runs out and says, I totally forgot. King Stoneheart wants to talk to you.
What?
Last night.
Oh,
So we didn't show up?
No, but really, it's not my fault if you think about it. Because it's really all about intentions. That's what I've learned in my adventures. Is really the heart of the issue comes down to intentions. And my intention was really pure. But maybe we should go see him now just to maybe stave off some anger.
yeah, I think that would be a great idea, best friend.
But
Gave off a
first,
bit of the anger.
Hank's gonna run over to the bar. Is that where I'm hoping the ladder is?
Yes, yes.
Orvin, come quick.
Oh, what's this?
I don't know, man. You tell me. I think you made it.
I couldn't have. I would have remembered if I made it. That's not me. That's not my invention.
That looks like your handiwork. I vaguely remember because I've been thinking of this for a long time, and I've been wanting to approach you with this, and I think we did it.
Orvin, with Bobbin, puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "I think you did it."
Well, let's leave it up to mystery, you know. Let's just call this a gift, you know.
Okay.
I'm here
Okay.
Hey, you guys both totally made that last night. Look at this fly section. Great handiwork.
That's a really nice.
Okay. Okay, I could see a bit. The fly section. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we did some.
You know what?
Pretty good.
You know what? Dorheim, my friend, our newest friend. Come here.
Dorheim walks over, and you can see him as he's coming, just kind of. Yes.
Would you do the honor of being the first up this grand invention? What are we gonna call it?
He stands back and he puts his hands on his hips and he says, "That is the coolest vertical garden bed I have ever seen in my life. You could plant so many things in between these really nicely proportioned sections inside, confined by these barriers."
Wow. The way you view the world is amazing to me. But that aside, that's a great idea. But you actually use it to climb. Watch this. And I'm gonna pull a rope till it clicks into the third rung from the bottom. Right? So that should, be like 17 feet up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a good shake. Carry on.
He brushes his shoulders and he very cautiously puts one hand onto the top rung and climbs up, and he says, "This is totally crazy, guys. I feel like I'm 3 feet tall right now. 3 feet taller."
Keep going.
He scrambles all the way to the top, and you can see that he's flush with fear, but definitely doesn't want to show that to his new friends, and he quickly scampers back down. "Well, I hope I've impressed you guys with my really cool acrobatic skills."
How you did?
Can we get an acrobatics check for Dorian?
He doesn't have a stat block yet. I would love to. He was a bit of an impromptu addition.
Well, how does it feel to be the first ever Sharathian to go up this brand new invention?
Well, honestly, I was actually crazy thing. I had a dream about the ladder like that last night. And so if you think about it, this comes down to a matter of destiny.
It really is. I mean,
Just arts and culture,
It's really
is.
all in the same line of thinking. It's arts and culture, inventions, things like that. So yes.
mm-hmm.
Your standards for art are utterly uncompromising.
Utterly uncompromising.
Utterly uncompromising.
Little cameo from the father of Sampiras. Welcome.
Hey,
Hello.
Mr. Fire.
Dorheim looks to the party and says, "But seriously, we're going to get this guy really upset. We've already missed our appointment. We should go see Kingston Shield."
You have taken me to the Mount of Hurtfulness. The top of Mount Hurtfulness.
Oh, that was a great cameo.
That's fantastic. That's a first. Love it. Oh, man. Dorheim shakes Orvin and Hank's hands and congratulates them on a ladder well done. and leads you out of the Drunken Gnome Inn, through the Ironforge district, and up towards the northern district by Cragfoot Square. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Othronian Center.
Oh.
Wow.
Alright.
So cool.
Ooh.
You can see a river of lava streaming through the city center, and all around you are the town square is bustling with merchants peddling different wares, mostly of dwarven origin, but you can see that there are a few non-dwarves there, and you can only imagine, with maybe a little bit of hopefulness in your heart, that some of these are comprised of the refugees that you failed to escort properly.
One can hope.
I think they failed to save themselves, but
That was our job.
Yeah, we weren't hired for a job or anything.
We missed our appointment by hours.
Well, guys, should we head straight there then?
This
I
lava looks
reckon we
incredible.
should.
I just want to say
Yeah.
it's moving and everything. I'm so impressed.
Thank you so much. Mucho
This is
appreciate it.
crazy.
Yeah, man. That's a great point.
Dorheim looks to you and says, we will have plenty of time to peruse the goods here, but really we're in a super hurry here. And it's a
Wait,
total
Dorheim.
shame.
Dorheim, before we go any further, this guy that's standing in front of us, is he selling food? Like
Oh, that is...
donuts or...
So that's an altar? Those are offerings? And ask me how I know. I dare you. Ask me how I know.
No. Wait, no, I meant over here.
Oh,
The-
yes, and lots of food there.
Joe, but how do you know, Dorheim?
Well, it looks so inviting and appetizing, but they are not super keen on sharing these offerings.
Is that the case?
I maybe learned that the hard way.
No, is that...
Do they share the offerings in orc culture?
To be honest, I wouldn't really know. I was cast out as just a little Dorheim.
What?
Aw.
I was so
I-
young. And even though I brought so much fruitfulness and so much love and laughter to my company, they didn't care.
There must have been more like you, others that were into arts and culture.
They were not. I was the sole one who cared about arts and culture.
Really?
Maybe in like 1,000 years or something, there might be another guy. Maybe.
Okay.
But
It's a once every 1,000 years.
it's really
Once in
a
a
dying
millennium.
rough.
Kind of like a reincarnation or something.
It could be totally possible, But no.
Hank's gonna take a knee, and pick you up and put Dorheim on his knee. And I go, please tell us more about this. That must have been so hard for you.
It was seriously hard. You can see that Dorheim has completely forgot about all the urgency that he had in the Stone
No.
Shield. For the first time in his life, he's being pampered and just peppered with attention and love, and he's reveling in it. He's like a dry sponge, just lapping up every ounce of attention he can get.
Guys, we should go. I don't want to get him executed. I can't.
No, but this is a really good story, he says.
We'll have plenty of time for stories, Dorheim. We need to go see the king.
Can I quickly buy a fruit basket from
Yeah.
this stand?
Absolutely, it'll be 1 silver piece.
Okay. Actually, if at that price, make it 2.
Very well.
2 fruit baskets.
No, it was, now that you reminded me, it's actually a pretty stupid story anyways, so I would probably best not to share it in the first place.
Oh.
I bet it's a fine story, Dorheim. And I look forward to you telling it to us later. I'm looking him dead in the eyes.
He breaks the gaze. He can't handle it, and you can see him start to cry.
It's okay.
All right, well, on to the king.
Yes, he's this way. And then maybe before we go in, everybody, let's take a knee. he takes a knee and he kind of huddles you all around him. Maybe you could make an excuse for me that this was not really my fault. Because if you think about it really rationally, it's really not my fault in the first place, but sometimes King Stoneshield doesn't see eye to eye with Dorheim.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Dorheim. I think maybe, you know, it was the once every 100 years, it was the Dragon's Breath competition. I think surely the king would have heard about this competition, and we were participants and even winners in this. So it's understandable that we were in no state to be visiting.
That's a great point. Honestly, I think that excuse right there will bring my 100 lashes down to only 50.
Isn't 39 within one of death?
Maybe for little tiny gnomes like you.
You're right. 40 minus 1.
It's totally fine. I get lashings every day. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Is that like a family thing or just a you thing?
Mainly, mostly just a Dorheim thing.
So you like the lashings.
Well,
You look
no,
forward to the lashings.
I would not say that's accurate, no. They really hurt.
It's
Guys,
okay.
let's go.
We all have kinks.
No. You totally misunderstand me.
Oh.
It's more like a workout. The workout is not really fun in the moment, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Wow. Wise
Well,
words.
hopefully this doesn't kill you. All right, onward.
Oh gosh.
As we're walking, I'm gonna kind of to Orv. I'm gonna go. Gosh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help, but earlier you said we were winners
Yeah.
of that drinking competition. There was an S on there, I think.
You know how I meant it. Of course, you were the winner.
Right. That's okay. Sorry, just
Oh, we
Oh,
went the
no.
wrong way.
Wow, you jumped over that ledge really good, Valen.
Thank you, athletics. You know,
Seriously cool.
back in my university days, I was quite good.
Wait, you went to university too? That's so
Of
cool.
course, elves are all educated.
What university?
Many actually.
Oh, wow.
It's, you know,
I can't-
I've lived for a long time, so it's kind of those details get muddy.
I can't wait till 2 weeks from now to give you time to hear about all of the.
Oh,
places
you
that
know
studied.
Starvard and other places. You know.
Starboard.
Rathiel.
Yeah.
Right, Shreethiel.
You guys follow Dorheim into a grand, illustrious throne room that is hanging over lava. You can hear the sounds of the volcano, the belly of the Stone Shield Mountain, echoing through this chamber.
Starboard is quite genius because it's like Harvard and Stanford
Yup.
mixed into one.
You got it.
Major props. Seeing the king,
You lock in.
yeah, I lock right in. I stop my banter.
You drivel.
Before you, you see a massively bearded dwarf sitting next to Habitan Blazingfall, who was the dwarf that you met back in the Hearthguard Command. And the king does not look pleased. When royalty summons, royalty expects. What excuse have you? Was it Dorheim, the useless captured orc in the Goblin Wars? I knew I should have put him to death the moment I laid eyes on him. Guards!
King Stoneshield, if I may.
He looks to you, upset that you would have the audacity to speak, and yet he doesn't stop you.
it was not Dorheim's fault, Your Majesty. For we have never been summoned by someone such as yourself before, and in my studies, I know better than to come to the throne without a gift. So, with that, it took us quite a while, and please excuse my absent-mindedness, but I got you these fruit baskets.
As soon as you go to, like, put something out as an offering, the guards jump up and run to you. But King Stoneshield puts his hand up, and one of the guards goes, retrieves the fruit baskets from you, and brings them to King Stoneshield. And he motions the guard away.
Dang.
So
King
for that-
Stoneshield.
Oh, God.
If I may speak plainly, Dorheim did cause us to be a little bit late.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. So I do, do with that info as you must, but I just want to be honest and upfront here.
Dorheim's gonna cut you off and jump to the foot of the throne and say, "That little elf bastard is a total liar! I never did that! Not even one time!" He's just upset because he's in a place of hostility. There's too many dwarfs around here and not enough elves, please. Only do 50. Only do 50. He's just desperately begging.
Your Highness, if I may.
The king looks to you, Orvin.
Have you heard of the Dragon's Breath competition?
He gives a slow nod. Aye.
Once every 100 years,
Aye.
What we're kind of embarrassed to tell you is that we participated, all of us, in this challenge, and we actually have the winner right here with us, a member of our party, Mr. Hank Heavyhorn. And Dorheim ran in right after it ended, and we were in absolutely no state. We would have made a complete fool of ourselves, even more so than we have already. If you'd please forgive me, the rest of the party, and especially Dorheim, it wasn't his fault.
Please make me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Phelan just totally ratted about.
If Dorheim dies this campaign, it will not be my fault.
I'm not saying die, it's just sometimes lashings or something.
Only the 50. Only the
That
50.
is a success.
Only 50.
King Stoneshield says, "Is it true? Present the champion of the Centennial Dragon's Breath drinking competition."
Let's go.
I'd like to wink at Hank.
It is I, and then my memory's a little foggy. I'm gonna look for the thing I won. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what it was.
You want your name being chiseled on the.
Oh, there wasn't a medal?
Right.
I could swore I had a medal.
How did you fare, Master Minotaur?
It was a fine drink, and I enjoyed it heartily, as did my companions, but I made sure to make extra room in my gut to fit much more than them.
A plausible plan, and for that you should be proud. A gift from the Stoneshield family to you, who came to bear our customs with grace. Well done. And he reaches in his robe and he pulls out a ruby.
Wow.
Wow.
Take this ruby, or an alternative prize. Rid this orc filth stench from my halls. Take him with you, to do with as you please.
Okay.
Oh, it's one or the other?
One or the other.
Oh. Gosh, Dorheim, that is a nice ruby, but...
No, that's really not a nice ruby. I've seen a lot of rubies in my day, and that is a really shitty ruby.
I'm gonna take a step forward, and I'm gonna go, that is a nice ruby.
It's no
But-
Eclipsar stone.
No.
What's
But I'm gonna put a hand on Dorheim's back, and I'm gonna go, nothing is more valuable than friendship. I'll take Dorheim. We will take Dorheim with us.
Dorheim bursts into tears and gives you the biggest hug that he's ever given anybody ever before, and clings.
What a
and
moment
almost,
of redemption.
almost like turns invisible into your furry cloak.
Redemption.
I'm gonna put him on my shoulder.
Sure. Maybe he can. How do I do this again? Target.
And then M for Mel.
There we go.
Family.
Hey, ask him if second place gets anything.
Your Highness, thank you for this prize, and I must ask, is there anything for second place?
Anything for the first loser? No. Not an
Yes,
offer.
that's yes,
He
that's
said
right.
no.
Oh.
Thank you. That
What
is
about
all.
third place?
Now on to more pressing matters. But before we do, I must warn you. That orcish oaf is entirely useless. He was a little bit different from the others, so I decided to spare his life in the Goblin Wars. I've regretted it since, but now he's your problem. Don't bring him back.
Oh, great heavens.
Do you think before we leave Kingstone Shield, you could give him maybe one lashing for the road?
I
This
think
is a
that
great
could be
idea.
arranged, yes.
There's no way.
Just
Yeah.
one lashing for the road. He really seems to like them.
Dorheim is
For old
over,
time's
is
sake.
kind of slung over Hank's shoulder, and he mouths at you with venom. Whatever happened to best friends, Finn?
You said that you enjoy them. I'm trying to give you one because that's what best friends do.
I never said I enjoy them, I said they're tolerable.
You said
Seriously?
you like them.
King Snowshield claps his hands. Enough. To business. He pulls out the family crest of the Dustcorn family. And he says, there have been troubling stories of undead in the north. And after much deliberation with Hobbiton Blazingfall, I've decided that we will send aid. I will now send you, led by Master Blazingfall, to go and lead this charge back to the Grand Trading Halls. Liberate the dwarves of the north, and you will be rewarded. You may bear my crest. And he pulls out a family crest of his own, and offers it to Vela.
I'll take it. Thank you.
He nods over to Hobbiton, who walks over and says, listen up. Listen to me. Don't go off on your own, and I can guarantee your safe return to Othron. If you act on your own, or do anything stupid, I'm looking at you, Dorheim. I cannot guarantee your safety. Follow my orders as they are law. And he marches off.
Gentlemen, I must point out he didn't tell us to follow him. If this was Simon Says, you all would have lost.
It was a test. This was Simon Says.
Dorheim Says.
Yeah. Dorheim says. Dorheim says, do some arts and culture. You guys are now free to peruse the halls of the Ophtharonian center of town. There are many shops. All of them are interactive. And I think low level enough for you guys to afford stuff. Yes.
It's a day at the mall.
We're going shopping! It's girls' night out here in Othron.
Get in, girls. We're going shopping.
Oh, I'm gonna slide down the canopy. Oh, hello,
I'm in
sir.
a vault down here.
Canopy's Minotaur rated.
Yeah, just fall right through.
It's the tough material, you know, that awning.
It is dwarven made.
No, it's just stout,
How much
know how to-
damage does the air repeater do?
Failing of Foundry is they do not tell you. You have to look it up. Air repeater?
Yeah.
It's 1d4. Here, I'll send you the link.
That's cool. Thank you.
I knew it. I knew it, Asher. I was just looking at that, and I knew that you were gonna buy that. And as I was thinking about that, you bought it.
I'm looking at that. I'm like,
weathered silver coin
That's mine.
is the bust
Yeah,
of
I
an evil
have it.
monarch on the face of just a bird.
don't read too much about it. I want to keep that as a surprise for later.
It's a special tool that'll help us later.
It's our favorite mouse tool.
Wait, so... Wow. So this is a silver piece that you can always call heads on.
Potentially. But if he doesn't activate it, then it's a true 50-50.
Yeah, Asher would never cheat for monetary gain.
He's a stalwart man,
No.
we've heard.
Very, very upstanding fellow.
I feel like the fact that I was reading it, and like as I'm checking it out, he bought it. I'm aware that he purchased it. Am I not?
Asher, would you like to roll a stealth check? Well, no, yeah, I guess you guys are
I would happily
bartering.
roll a stealth check.
No. You're bartering with the shopkeeper, so... this is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
Time to do some shopping.
Just bought a... Yeah. See, now I gotta buy oil for the lantern. So that's how they get you. That's a great question. How do we get money?
Well, you don't do what Orvin does.
Right.
Literally nothing.
Depends who
he's
you
not-
ask.
Money flows
You know-
through his fingers.
I really can't tell you how you get money, right? Like that's a struggle that we all must find the answer to.
We're better at spending it. You get money by stealing it from other people.
I do not, and I resent the accusation. You haven't seen me steal anything.
Speaking of Asher being shady, were all those bets paid out fairly?
Yes. Yes, they
No.
were.
Orvin did not collect anything, and he doesn't have much of a memory of betting on it.
Okay, well then how should Orvin
Or would he?
bet?
No, that was before he participated.
No, the betting was on the final, so it would have been after he participated.
Oh shoot, you're right.
And you bet 2 gold on Hank.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I could have
Okay.
sworn I had 2 gold on me.
Whatever happened to that?
This seems as appropriate a time as ever for me to notice that my pockets are completely empty, and I was very aware of the fact that I had 2 gold.
There must be a thief in this area because there's also tents in here, but there's no tent pegs. I think Dorheim, maybe?
Is it some sort of crime to have tent pegs in your room or something? Is some
I
sort
don't
of
know, it's
law
just
that
there's
says
things
that?
missing.
I can
that's
see
a good-
this game must be built on mutual trust.
It's kind of funny. I had 2 gold, and Dorheim joined our group, and
Yep.
I don't have any gold anymore.
No,
See?
no, it's crazy. That echoing, booming voice from the sky brought up a good point. Group dynamics are built on mutual trust, and if we start out on the wrong foot, there's no telling what kind of tyranny we're going to experience here. I didn't steal a thing.
Empty your
I feel
pockets,
I've learned
Dorheim.
something about myself and about the society we live in.
It's true. I think there might be something about the societal stereotypes here. Suddenly, the only orc walks in, and you all with your beady eyes watching me. Beady eyes.
Oh, you know what they say about stereotypes.
It's true. Some of them are grounded in truth. It's true, but not this one.
Would you empty your pockets, Dorheim?
Dorheim immediately empties his pockets, and he has a little bit of lint and string inside. He's just got like a loincloth on. It's nothing really impressive. You can tell that his time spent in indentured servitude with the dwarves was not kind to him. And judging from King Stoneshield's little quip about how he found him, he was sort of viewed as like a circus toy. He was obviously different from the other orcs in the Goblin Wars, and so he was taken as a prize.
Forgive me, Dorheim. I'm not sure why my mind went there. Well, if anybody in the party sees where my 2 gold went, that would be great. Does anybody know what I might have done with my 2 gold? I didn't spend it, did I?
Oh, yeah, you
The
did.
fool and his money are soon parted.
Actually, because Finn was still in the competition whenever people were betting, so... Yeah, I do know what you did with your gold.
What did I do with it?
Oh, you bet it.
Did I win?
Now that,
well,
I don't
obviously
know.
not, I guess.
Yeah, you must have...
Oh, all right. Well, you guys enjoy your shopping.
I lost 2 gold too. I have to say.
Orvin.
No,
As
you actually won. I remember now. You bet 2 gold on Hank to win the competition.
Good.
So
Well,
you should have 2 gold and 16 gold pieces.
16
Yeah.
2
silver.
gold,
Or
16
silver, yeah.
silver. Well, who was collecting the gold?
Oh, that would have been me. Here, sorry. Let me pay that bet out for you.
Oh, you just forgot, probably.
You seemed you seemed
Dorheim's
quite inebriated at the time. It didn't feel responsible on my part to pay
I
the
respect
bet
that.
out before you sobered up.
Well, honestly,
I respect
too,
that.
like if you bet $50 for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl at the MGM Grand, and you don't take your ticket back to the MGM Grand to collect, they're not going to come chasing you down. So it was. I apologize because I should have been more conscious that you were unconscious when you placed your bet, and I should have told you about it. So I apologize.
As I recall, he did actually pass out after the competition.
He did.
So,
That's true. That's true.
in any case, you may add the coins to your inventory.
Thank
I
you.
would just
Thank you.
like
I
to
should be
s-
paying you.
I'd just like to
Oh.
say one thing here. If it was an orc who was collecting the gold, you guys would not like that at all, and you would probably give him lashes.
Could we have given our 10 lashes to you because you like them so much?
No, I don't like lashes. Seriously, where is this stereotype coming from?
You've said it multiple times. You said very clearly at the beginning when we met you. You said I enjoy them.
I think you
I heard
have
him.
amnesia.
No, you were
No.
looking forward to the lashes. That's why you wanted to get back here so bad.
Yeah.
You should have heard.
You're just gaslighting Dorheim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he's gonna go for it.
Remember whenever you were asleep in your cocoon? You were snoring, and you'd go, I just want to go get my lashes. I just want to be lashed. Only 39 times, though.
Dorheim looks at you, Finn, and he says, "Did I seriously say that in my sleep?"
Can I get a, I'm going to roll a d20. And if it is even, then I'm going to tell him yes, and odd, I'm going to tell him no.
All right. Maybe you could flip Asher's new funny coin.
Right.
Oh.
No. Come on, Dorheim. I'm just joking with you. That's what best friends do.
Right. Yep. Sorry, I've never had a best friend before, so it's gonna take
Oh,
me
it's-
a little bit of time to warm up to the joking.
That's okay. You're okay with the joking, right? Do I have your consent to joke with you?
What is consent? What is this word consent?
Oh,
Do you give me
God.
permission?
Permission? I don't know that word either.
These are two new concepts for him. Let's just leave it out. It's fine.
Are you okay with me joking around with you? Do you like the jokes or no?
All I know is that I like you guys.
This guy.
Okay.
Really,
He's
all
so
I can
innocent.
think about right now is just how cool you guys are. Habitant Blazing Fall says, "Alright, party's over. Let's go and gear up. We march to Grimhaldor."
I would like to apply. I would like to go to the glowing anvil and have them apply a striking current to my weapon.
You'll have to come back for it. This will take some time.
I don't have a spare weapon.
You should have bought the air repeater.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Did they?
Hey, is there going to be a way in the future to upgrade the air repeater?
Oh, absolutely. You can ruin it up.
Hell yeah.
The fuck? 600 gold?
What are you looking at, Trunks?
Fourth wall break. Where did that come from?
Which item are you looking at?
bro, Asher has 611 gold.
Yeah, sorry to sell you out, you sneaky bastard. What is going
Oh,
on?
how do you have 611 gold? That doesn't make sense.
I had some treasure that I sold.
Oh my god.
You gave me treasure.
Selling requires a roll. The full price is the listed buy price. The default sell price is 50% of that. Selling requires
there was
GM.
Okay, I don't have it in my inventory anymore.
Well, what did you
But there was an
sell?
icon right there that just was sell.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
There was the crown.
I saw that and I panicked. I didn't mean to sell you out.
so yeah, in Pathfinder,
Oh, you know what they say? That snitches get stitches?
in Pathfinder rare items, you have to find a buyer, and it takes time to consign them. Like, there's a big system
Okay.
for it. But for the sake of time, we'll go back through the records and undo some of that. But if you want to consign some goods, we can definitely do that and find an appropriate seller for the rarity of the item.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the items in my inventory anymore.
What were they called?
I don't know what.
I can add them back.
You should be able to scroll up and see.
Well, like I just clicked on the sell icon in my inventory when we were.
You sold.
And like I sold.
We've been mucking around with 2 gold apiece this whole
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, my man's got more gold than I had all last campaign at level
Never
12.
offered nothing.
The whole party didn't have 600 gold combined for 2 years, and suddenly at level 2.
Dang.
That's a great character. That's hero point worthy right there.
Yeah, we got Bill Gates right here.
Really,
Honestly,
really leaning
character.
into it.
Honestly, I think you get a hero point for that. It's the least I can do for robbing you of the money, but you get something out of it at least.
Okay, I had 40 gold, right? And then
Good.
and I had another like 570 gold in treasure that I sold. I don't remember the exact items that it was.
Okay, well, we'll go through the logs after for the sake of time. We'll carry on. As long as they weren't items you need to use immediately, we're just going to carry on.
They were just treasure items.
Okay.
So
Haviton Blazing Fall leads you out of the Chamber of Stoneheart and brings you all the way down to the city, past the bridge over top of the Blackthorn River. And outside at the front, before you actually leave Othron proper, you can see that there's a ton of different guards that have been brigaded and moved into different squadrons. Each squadron is comprised of archers, spearmen, shieldmen, and warriors with long swords. There's eight dwarves in each squad. And Haviton turns to you and says, all of these squadrons are under my command. You will be with me. We'll be going separate ways to try and attack on all fronts. Follow me, don't ask questions, and you'll make it out alive. He gives off his command, and in unison, all of the dwarves turn heel and begin to march out, solemnly. Perhaps the last time that they will see their ancestral home.
Wow.
Wow.
Outside of Othron, lots of the squadrons go and wrap around either side and take the northern passages through the mountains. But you follow Haviton, and he takes you westward through pine forests sprinkled with snow and eerie mist that creeps around you, and the walk lasts about a week. And after a week of hard marching, you make your way down to where the topography begins to turn much more green around you, and the snow begins to slowly fade away, and for the first time in your time spent together as a group, you can start to see the gentle beams of the sun kiss at the frost and melt it away. You can see the first little hints and clues of spring, and yet somehow a perpetual autumnal forest sprinkled into the mix as well. You make your way over to the beginnings of the Karlud forest. And you break for camp. And Haviton sets down, and like many nights before, he begins to pitch his tent alongside everybody else, and a campfire is made. And you all sit down and begin to tell stories with one another. And Haviton says, the first time I came up this route, I was just a little lad, doing trading with the half-elves, if you can believe it. It was a different time. There's a lot of pain in my heart for the recent political movements of Sharathia. It's a sad thing to see.
The murder of such a figure.
Aye. King Ilvazor was a respectable king. An elf, but a respectable king nonetheless.
Murdered.
And I fear that vengeance will be had. Fierce, like fire. There have been whisperings.
Why would anybody do that?
It's anybody's idea. Anyone's guess. There have been whisperings that his daughter is on a quest to go and find the answer to that very question. Sigrun, you're giggling up a storm. Why don't you enlighten us with what you're thinking? Get his eyes.
Oh, I can do that if needed. I now bought a whip, so.
You bought a whip for Dora?
Oh no!
I did. So if it's needed, I can always pick up the loose ends.
Dorheim
awesome.
kind of pipes up and says, in the spirit of transparency and honesty, no, I did not receive my whip.
Oh, okay. Then you know what to do.
He gives off a deep sigh and takes off his shirt and lies flat on his stomach in front of you.
All right, it's just one. So do you have to roll for this?
One group of 40 minus 1.
No roll was required. Just tell me how hard you want to do it.
No.
Just, enough for the quick little bit of pain, but nothing too lingering.
So, are you gonna send it and
like
whip it back?
1d4?
Oh yeah, of course. A nice snap to it, but nothing crazy.
I can't give actual damage because I didn't have a stat block for Dorheim prepped. I didn't expect he would be
Getting
Come
wet.
on, you should have expected stop then.
Hey, Astro Green says roll for sexy women.
Yeah, how sexy is this
It's
villain?
not like that. It's not like that, I swear.
As you go to lash Dorheim, he turns around and says, "By the way, in case you're wondering, it's totally normal for two men to feel certain feelings for each other. And the law is very clear on this point, so don't feel bad about this.
That's Arthuronian law.
The law permeates to her territories as well."
Okay.
Yes.
So until we enter Karloon.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it's okay there too.
The-
They're very
I-
accepting and progressive.
I believe you would know.
Very progressive, yes. All right, you give Dorheim a good whap with the whip, and you can see it draws black blood across his back.
Oh wow.
And he yelps
Oh,
and
that didn't
curls
feel right.
up into the fetal
Okay,
position.
Hank's gonna jump up and he's go, okay. He gets his one. It was ordained by the king, so that's fair.
Never again.
And-
My bad.
And then I'm gonna lean down. I'm gonna lean down to Torheim and I'm gonna give him the signal whistle I bought. I'm gonna go.
This is rape whistle, dude.
The next time you're in trouble, all right? If anything like this happens again, or I just want you to know, you blow this whistle, we'll have your back.
Yeah.
The Horn of Gondor.
Yeah.
Right.
He's in the fetal position, but you can see one hand reach out and take it and curl back up, and he just gives some sniffling cries. And Valen, you are.
Can I go up to him?
Yeah.
Can I go up to him? I want to pat him and just be like, "Hey, buddy, like, I want you to know, I'm just trying to show you what you don't want to have happen. I'm not trying to, do anything negative here. I'm just more of a learning lesson than anything."
That's
That was
beautiful.
just straight up abusing him.
Good cop, bad cop.
He
Yeah.
sniffles and he looks up to Valen and says, "The greatest heroes were forged in the hottest fires. And today,
Exactly.
this was my fire."
True.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you see it that way.
Please don't pat me on the back there, it really stings.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
This is your fault.
Astro, that's exactly what I was trying to
This
say.
is your fault. It really is totally my fault. It totally is. I deserve this every bit of it.
But it won't happen again. Not by my hand.
As long as you act right. As long as you don't mix the whites and the colors of the laundry machine again, it won't happen.
Oh,
Burn
shoot.
my steak one more time, Dorheim.
As this is happening, you hear a crash in the woods.
Oh.
Guys, I think I just heard a crash in the woods.
In the woods, you say? A
What does it
crash?
sound like? Can we do a perception?
Crash.
Is it an alarming crash? Something for us to, like...
Not alarming. A muffled sound off in the woods, and Haviton, his eyes dart to the edge of the forest, and he takes out his halberd and begins to advance.
No.
I'd like to follow him.
Yes.
Yeah. Totes.
I want to reach down and lend a hand to Dorheim and pick him up.
Dorheim says, "I think I'm just going to stay by the fire for this one."
Okay.
I really want to join, but I can't talk right now.
Oh,
That was one, and he gets 50.
One of the tips of the whip hit my testicle. It really hurts. So
no.
Oh.
I'm gonna quickly go back and
Kiss it.
no.
Kiss the
No, I'm not
boo-boo.
gonna go that far. I'm not gonna. But I'm gonna give him some sticks and ask him to make us an arts and culture statue. I'd love to see something like that.
he sniffles as he gathers the sticks together and says, "Maybe I could make like a podium or something like that. Would that be okay?"
Yes,
For like
Yes.
theaters and plays?
Yeah, somewhere we could even act out some plays, anything like that.
Right.
I'll get right on it.
Perfect.
Can Seagrin
Thank you.
treat the wound?
It's not
Nice.
life-threatening. Like, I'm not... As there's no stat block associated, he just needs a couple hours to nurse his swollen jewels. And...
And Seagrin will give him some ice that he brought from the
Yeah,
snow.
That's very nice, yes. Yeah, and like a
Just
rag.
like dabbing at it,
Yeah. Thank you so much, she says.
like the school nurse.
Yeah. You all follow Habiton into the woods, and as you approach the source of this sound, you can feel the air beginning to get thicker. You can feel the same weird sensation that you felt when you had the glow caps.
Oh dear. What?
Nice.
What?
And you see a river crossing, and the river, the color of the water is ethereal, glowing, vibrant, aquamarine and turquoise. And in the middle of this bank, you see a gnomish woman, extraordinarily beautiful, and all of you feel a strange resonant pull to her essence, to her aura, to who she is. Grandeur, reverence, and awe. And you see Habiton Blazingfall stop dead in his tracks. And he says, "No, no, no, not by the gods, no, no, no." And he pulls a knife out. And he puts it to his belly. And you can see him as if trying to turn away from the weight of the world, wrenching his gaze away from her. And as soon as he breaks eye contact, he runs out of the forest. Gentlemen, I'm going to need everybody here to take a will saving throw.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Will!
Save me, Will!
Well,
Will
save me.
Oh.
Did we all fail?
Okay. Can I hero
Oh.
point it?
I already used mine.
Orvin is just, his jaw is on the top of Bobbin, and he leaps out, jumping down from Bobbin, and his feet touch the grass, and he stops and sort of stumbles as he's running towards the river, and he ducks behind this rock quickly, and his eyes are just wide open.
Seagrin is staring at her, and he just sort of falls and just like tumbles into a pile of rocks.
just disintegrates.
Yeah.
The woman says, "My eternal love, you cannot hide from me that easily."
I could never. And Orvin emerges out from the rock.
A lifetime
It's been too
together
long.
and a lifetime away. And with an unfulfilled promise at that. What have you brought me, my love? Show me the fruits of your labor.
Let me show you.
I'm gonna motion
And-
the ladder to him.
Right.
Show her this.
Orvin is just like, ladder's not gonna cut it.
It's
I wish I had one of those fruit baskets left.
But before
and-
before you show me your promised invention, introduce me to your friends. And Orvin, as she walks over here, you can see that the entire party is absolutely in awe of her. And you feel a slight pang of jealousy and territorialness around her. So you sort of instinctively put your body in between the groups and hers. And she looks at you
So
for an introduction.
Is Finn so mesmerized that like I critically failed. So I would be so mesmerized I don't care about anything else except her, right?
Yeah.
Finn will walk up and like borderline like push Orvin, not shove him, but like shoulder pass to get through to like rebuttal the stance that he took. Yeah. And I'll extend my hand.
I would like to slap his hand away.
Okay.
I'll contest it.
All right.
Dang, this is interesting.
Orovin, or we'll do Finn Barnes. Your fort is a 17. I'm going to need a 17 from you, please, Orovin. You succeed in knocking his hand away, but as you do, you can feel an icy glare at the back of your neck that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. No squabbling from mortals in my presence. I feel like I would have taught you better, my Orovin.
Of course, forgive me, please.
Oh, I don't care. Hi. I'm Finn.
I know who you are, Finn. I've known you since you were just a sparkle in the eye of the divine. I know where you have been, and I know where you will be. But nonetheless, I would like an introduction from my Orovin, please.
This is, This is Lil Disa. And we've known each other for a very long time. And I didn't think that this was going to happen, but here we are. And I would like you guys to meet her. Lil Disa, these are my friends and party members.
The brave few that you spoke of so much. They're smaller than I imagined them. And she circles around each one of you, draping a single finger along your chests as she walks along.
Oh, Finn's hormones are raging right now. As she walks by, Finn just instinctively try to catch a whiff. Inhales.
She smells of freshly cut grass, of sweet honey, and of morning dew. Sigrun, she walks around you and wraps her knuckle on your arm, giving off a resonating tap-tap. And walks over to Asher. And Asher, you cannot help, but as soon as you see her in her full glory, you are just enthralled by her beauty. And she walks over to Bobbin and she says, "Is this the old Bobbin you spoke so fondly of?"
Yes. At last you get to see Bobbin.
Well, it's one thing is for sure. You weren't lying. It's a very impressive piece of machinery.
And I would, quite impressive, you think?
For a mortal.
Did you see the, there's a clock? Did you see the clock on it?
She's already left. And
It sniffs again.
you remember your lifetime spent with her, where you were treated as a toy, treated as a plaything, and yet it didn't bother you at all, because
Lucky
every
guy.
moment that she laid eyes on you was a moment for you to relish. You knew that you were nothing to her, and yet, whatever pleasure that she could derive from you, you took as a gift. And now,
Not a bad gig.
you made me a promise that you would leave my glade under one condition. And you know the cost if that condition is unmet. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on session 5 of campaign 2.
Oh.
I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever sweated so much to the end of a session.
Oh, good fun, good fun.
Finn
Wow.
is raging right now.
Asher, that's a perfect GIF.
I know. I thought that was so clever that you put that in.
I got a good chuckle out of that.
That's actually what it is
Yeah, literally. Stream.
in like a weird
You
way.
look lonely. I can fix you.
Stream, thank you so much for watching us. Astro, it's always great to have you in the audience. Appreciate you being here, man. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Much love.
Jelly, thank you too.
Is Kaku Jelly still here with us? Thank you.
I don't know if
regardless.
she is. She was earlier.
She's the first viewer, loyal as always.
Is the jelly in the room with us?
I don't think we're ready for that, Jelly.
All right, we love you
Oh,
all.
see ya, Astro.
See you guys.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.